Hey, Mario here, Y2M on the interwebs, and I've been on the interwebs a lot these last couple of days. As you know, E3 pretty much wrapped up, and I have no idea what the hell to do next. Microsoft has literally broken my heart. They have broken my heart. I have given them years of loyalty and love, and they have repaid me by betraying me and breaking my heart. Let me give you a little recap of my video gaming history. Started playing when I was the age of 5. That's when I got my first system, the NES, the original Nintendo Entertainment System. Loved it, loved it, loved it. I was a Nintendo fan for many years afterwards. Sure, I dabbled a little in the Sega-ness. But for the most part, I had Nintendo in my heart pretty much for the next couple of years. Around 2003, which is 2003 for normal speak, I was in an interesting position that I actually had all 3 systems of that current generation. The PlayStation 2, the original Xbox, and the Nintendo GameCube. At this point, some weeaboos and some over-obnoxious Nintendo fanboys have pretty much ruined the Nintendo experience for me, so I was pretty much about done with Nintendo. And Sony didn't really do it for me. I mean, they had some good stuff, but I just didn't like their controller, and the games didn't do it for me. And as for why Xbox stood out, Halo and the original Knights of the Old Republic. Those were 2 games that I really wanted, and of course I really wanted the system, so I got all of them, and I loved it. And from then on, my alignment changed from Nintendo to Xbox, and I was an Xbox guy since then. So that was 10 years ago, and since then, of course, I really enjoyed the original Xbox's library. Then of course the 360 came, and I mean, I didn't buy it right away, but I got it eventually just before Halo 3 came out, so I did not miss out on that experience. And I got, a lot of games. I mean, all I have is 360 games, and it's a library of 30 plus games. Gears, all the Halos, Assassin's Creed, what have you, Mass Effect. I really liked it. This controller right here is just ergonomically perfect for me. I love it. The triggers are just what makes the shooters, worth playing. Yes, I know about the red rings. This is my 3rd system. I have this 360 Slim. I had the original Xbox Elites, and they died on me twice. First one I got, the warranty replaced it for me, and the second one I was out of luck. So I had to go buy a used console on eBay, which now belongs to my nephew, and it hasn't died since. So I got myself a 360 Slim, and of course that's been amazing. And despite that, though, I had enough love for Microsoft and their franchise and their games and their everything that I stuck around. They bumped up Xbox Live $10. Okay, fine. I love playing. Whatever. I'm down with that. Fine. Halo 4 came out. Love for Microsoft. The smart glass. Awesome. Love for Microsoft. In my eyes, they could do no wrong. Then along came the weeks leading up to E3 and E3 itself. And as it turns out, they can do a lot of wrong. So, found out about the price, $500. Okay, found out about the DRM things. Found out a little bit about the used game restrictions. That kind of sucked, but I don't really buy used games, so whatever. Then I found out about the always online restriction. The fact that your system will brick unless it checks that you're online once every 24 hours. That's crap. That's garbage. And of course the Kinect. I know some people are being all paranoid that it's going to be like the next HAL 9000 and spy on. That's not really a concern, but I really hate how they're pushing their product on us. You know that the extra 100 comes from the fact that Kinect is included in the system. The fact that it is now a required thing to have to play the system. There's more, and the fact that discs are now worthless because you only use the disc or whatever the hell product that you're going to get when you buy a game to load it once to the hard drive, and then basically don't even touch the games. I like physical things. It's why I still have books. And this kind of sucks. And more than that, the more I think about it, then I start thinking, well, what if, I mean, I don't find it very likely, but what if they decide to shut down some services or shut down Xbox Live? There goes your games, you know, the games that I paid money for, that technically should belong to me and not be at the whim or mercy of Microsoft. You know, the fact that, you know, I have internet, sometimes it's wonky, but I have internet. But what happens if I'm in a position where I don't have internet? Or I'm traveling? Or I take my system to a friend's house because he wants to play Halo. And it chooses that moment to check in? I'm screwed. And what happens to all those people? There's still quite a bit of people in this country, in the US, that can't get internet. And what did Microsoft have to say about this? What did that asshat named Don Matrick have to say about it? Well, if you can't get internet, too freaking bad. Just stick with the 360, kid. You'll be fine. I'm trying to not cuss out right now because my videos are meant for a wide audience. But that was the most condescending freaking fracking thing I've ever heard coming from their mouths. That is really, that's just disturbing, it's disgusting, and it makes me mad. It breaks my heart. The fact that they don't consider anything that they've done wrong bothers me a lot. The fact that a lot of people, myself included, have serious problems and are basically wondering if it's even worth buying the Xbox One. They don't consider it to be a problem. The fact that they seem more worried about making it into an entertainment system than a gaming console bothers me a lot. The fact that there's this online checkpoint thing, DRM, all this crap bothers me a lot. And you know what? I was still trying to find a reason to justify buying an Xbox One because that's how much I've been with Microsoft. That's how deep my relationship has been. They have the better controller. Sony doesn't have a good controller. I don't want to get used to another controller. This one's perfectly fine. Or how about this one? Okay, alright, I don't care about the price as long as they get rid of the other restrictions. That's fine. Or then I eventually was like, okay, well, as long as they get rid of the online checkpoint, I'll still buy it. Then Matrick had to open his big fat mouth and say those condescending words, and now I am super pissed. Now I'm like, you broke my heart, guys. I've been with you for a decade. I have basically been okay with other practices that you've done in the past because I've loved your product. I love your ergonomically perfect controller. I love Halo. I love so many of the things that you've done. But what you have done recently with the Xbox One has shattered my illusion towards you guys. That you can do no wrong. It's gone. My heart is broken. And now I'm starting to think, hey, I should go to a friend's house that has a PlayStation 3, get used to their controller, because I think I might have to get a PlayStation 4. That's where I'm at, Microsoft. That's where I'm at. I honestly love Microsoft. I love the Xbox. And I can't believe I'm in a position now that I've ever, thought that the day would come that I wouldn't be getting another Xbox system, that I would actually be going and considering buying a PlayStation 4. But that's where we're at. I don't know. The only thing that would basically just calm me right now is if Microsoft just did a complete 180 on all the stupid business practices that they've done over the last month. I doubt it. I really doubt it, because they still think they've done no wrong. So I guess we're just going to have to show them that they've done wrong by using our wallet to talk, or rather our lack of using the wallet on them. I'm sorry. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm still going to hold off for at least another year before I buy any new consoles, because honestly, a lot of the games that were announced are going to be available on the current gen consoles, a lot of the ones that I care about anyway. So Titanfall and AC4 and Arkham Origins, all those games, they're coming out on the 360 as well, so it's like, okay, well, I don't need to rush to get a new console. Eventually, though, there will be a point where I will have to make a choice. I'm really hoping by then, Microsoft has learned their lesson and has reversed most, if not all, of their stupid policies. If not, well, it's been a fun decade, Microsoft. But where you're going, I just can't follow. I'm actually taking it a little bit more well, or at least better than I was when I first heard about this news. This is going to be a hard couple of months ahead. What do you guys think? Y2M out.